social situations in my MMO. Sorry. Guys, what's going on YouTube? I wanted to talk about guilds and how I think that Intrepid Studios is bringing them back. Bring a sexy back. I'm very excited. I am a social gamer. I'm a hardcore social gamer. I'm a roleplay lover of just various aspects of roleplay across digital and tabletop. And I'm very excited at the possibility that guilds are fucking important again. It feels like over the years, guilds have fallen out of favor, have not nearly as important as they used to be. It's not the same experience. And I don't know about you, but guilds can make or break my entire interaction with a game. On and off the game, a guild can break it for me. Or make it for me. I could be online doing nothing but mass farming materials. But if my guild's online and I'm having fun with them and we're talking, or maybe a guildie's out there with you and you're just sharing in the misery of farming materials and you're just having fun, though, it is a huge thing for me. You know, I can play a game for hours, like a degenerate amount of hours, if there are people online doing it with me, like in a social setting, like in a guild. Yes, there'll be people online. It's a fucking MMO, but you know what I'm saying. But if there's nobody online, I might not be able to play for more than 30 or 40 minutes. Because I am a social gamer. And I think that the way that Intrepid is positioning guilds, right? So guilds being able to have housing, fortresses and guild wars, you having to be a membership of a guild, and there being a lot of like benefits and maybe some enhancements for your gear or your player, notoriety for your guild, access to so many different things and emblems and being part of PvP. Guys, it's huge. And making it important is just one of the things that makes me really like this project. Just really, really like this project. You know, the community-driven game, we've seen it tried a couple different times to various successes and failures. But with the guild system to back it up, I'm very excited about where it could go. Now, I usually talk about things from a role-playing and a social perspective because that's where I'm at. You know, that's what I've done a lot of. That's what I love to do. When it comes to the specific mechanics and the way that it interacts in the game world, mechanically speaking, I'm not an expert on, and I never claim to be, and I never will. So if you want to talk about that, I would love to have a conversation with you about it down in the chat about it. I just want you to know that it's going to take me a while to respond because I'm going to have to research and do all these things because it's just not something I'm familiar with. But when it comes to theory crafting or talking about community or the actions of people en masse and things like that, that I can talk about, and I like to do that. And I'll be able to speak a little more fluently and a little more quickly on that. So when I'm talking about guilds and I'm talking about the community coming to the forefront of my gaming experience, at least that's what it feels like to me from all the things I've seen from Ashes of Creation. That's the angle I'll be coming from. All right? So bringing guilds back to the forefront, one of the big things that I think Ashes has going for it is that they have created a world, or are creating a world, that has so many different assets, avenues in which you can interact with their world. And by that I mean if you want to be the best blacksmith or the best armor smith or the best shipbuilder, play like that. If you want to raise and hunt animals and raise animals and farm, do that. You want to be the best fucking barkeep or the best naval officer, or you want to be the best pirate or the best bounty hunter or the best PvP or the dungeon diver, the treasure finder, the map drawer. I don't know, I felt like I had a rhyme and then I just threw it all away. But you can do that. You can literally interact with this game in so many ways, still gain experience, and still be a part of the community. Because of how all of their small systems, which aren't very small at all, interact and interweave together, interlock together, I guess is a better way to say it, and develop together. Makes you feel important no matter what part of the game you're interacting with, and it makes you feel a sense of progression no matter how you're doing it. You know, if you're part of the forefront that's raiding dungeons, and by doing so, you're creating world bosses, or you're finding new gear, or you're finding new material for your crafters. Maybe you're the crafters gatherers, and you guys are just pumping out the experience, helping the node level up. You know, maybe you're exploring the ocean and finding new world bosses, or finding new materials out there on islands that people haven't discovered yet. And you bring them back, and now the crafters can craft new things, and now they're on the market, and now the best bow isn't this one, but it's these 2 or 3 that are now can be built with this new wood you found on an island, or because you found from a dungeon, or hey, everybody worked together, the node popped up, now there's a world boss, and there's a big fucking event. Like, no matter where you're located in the world of Vera and how you're interacting with it, you can still be a part of the server, the world developing. Now translate that over to guilds, which is the focus of this specific video, is you can have guilds that are broad and just hold all your friends and all your buddies, right? Or you can have specific guilds, and this is where it really excites me, and the opportunity really starts to like almost make me salivate. guess that's kind of weird. Making a guild that's only bounty hunters. How much fun would that be to play? Just to know that you're in part of a guild and all they do is bounty hunt. Maybe they have to have a specific title. I think there's a couple titles you can get as a bounty hunter depending on how many bounties. So once you get to a certain level, you can join this guild. Okay, we're just a naval-focused. All of our guild activities will be focused at naval content. Okay, we're going to be bounty hunters on the sea, so we're basically like, we go around and we hunt down all the pirates. Okay, you know what? No, we're just pirates. All right, we're just artisans, because artisan's going to be another thing in which you could just focus solely on, interact in a huge way with the whole community in the server. But you just focus on that. You're like a company or a trading company or some sort of luxury goods dealer as a guild, right? So there are so many ways to interact with the world that you can then make these guilds that are very specific. And that's kind of neat to me because, I don't know, because then I start imagining up these days of playing this game and you're online and you're like, okay, cool. This character I'm playing, I just focus on dungeon delving. I think it's a lot of fun. I want to draw maps. I want to find new dungeons. I want to find this or that. Oh, cool, I found this new mineral. Let me go to the trading group guild, or let's call it, what's Blackwater Trading Company. Hey guys, I found this new one. Are you interested? Oh, the guild is very interested. We'll be able to build you this, blah, 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 blah. Just keep supplying with us because nobody's brought us that ore yet. We'll pay you high dollar for it. Ooh. Or you're like, oh, you know what? I heard that there was a new dungeon on an island. Let me go find one of the guilds that's on the... Oh, I know that the Dark Tides Guild is huge on taking people out to these islands. That's one of the things they do, and they'll protect you from PvP out there. Yeah, let me go see how much I have to pay them to go to this island so I can check out this new dungeon. And now I'm interacting with the guilds opposed to NPCs as much to interact with the world, and I'm interacting with other players, and the world feels living and breathing and dynamic. You get what I'm saying? Like, guilds just, to me, can shape not only my play experience, but everybody's play experience. Now, there will obviously be your same metagaming guilds that have the silly names. As a PvPer, as a role player, I like guilds with really cool names that kind of make sense as to what they do, their mission, all that stuff. Dramatic, I know, but I also am a huge reader of books and consumer of various sorts of media, fantasy, high fantasy, all that jazz. So, I like names. I think names are important. But then you go to these guilds that have like the it burns when I PvP and things like that, and they'll be those guilds. It doesn't matter. It's just what it is. But they'll be interacting with the world in a normal way as you would feel in any other game. But the guilds that start embracing like specific roles and embracing their lane, I guess, is really going to give life to the world. And the fact that the game is set up in a way with multiple systems to support that game style, that gameplay style, that gameplay loop is just amazing to me. Knowing that you could, I just want to be Profession's first character. Well, I'm just going to join a Profession's first guild. Oh, now we're like one of the top 3 guilds, producers, artisan guilds in the server. And this is fun. Like, now people like when I walk into a group or a blob or a new town and they see my guild tag, they're like, oh, what's your profession? Oh, we know you'll be at the top because you're part of this. Hey, can you make me this or that? Or would you take this commission or whatever? So I'm very excited for that aspect of guilds. I'm very excited that they're going to be important again. Now, mechanically speaking, they have a lot of systems in place from a mechanical perspective and the way it actually operates in the game. And it's just supported well, and it's got a lot of facets to it, and I'm very excited about that as well. But I'm obviously just speaking from like a role-play social perspective. And then going into the fact that guilds themselves are going to be fun to name, I think, and just play within my guild. One thing you got to watch out for is that your guild doesn't become your the only thing you interact with. You don't interact with other players that are outside your guild or anything like that. Then it's not as fun. But being a part of a guild is a huge social outlet for me as well. And one of the things, like I just mentioned, is naming a guild. I am so big into the names, like I said. Naming a guild is going to be wild to me. If you had to name your guild, what would you name it? And not only what would you name it, what kind of guild would you have? Would you care? Would you just want a guild and it's just a group of your friends? Totally understandable. Or would you make an artisan first guild? Or would you make a pirate guild? Or a bounty hunter guild? Or a blacksmith guild? Or an adventuring guild? A dungeon diving guild? A PvP guild? Like, what would you pick a specific vein? And if you did, what would it be? Why? What would you name it? Why? Talk to me. How do you feel about what it feels. We know that Ashes of Creation isn't for everybody. We also know that they wanted to put the community back in the MMORPG. So they're pulling the community to the front. Very player-driven everything. And then with that came the guilds. Are you excited to play the game where community and guilds are at the forefront? I've seen a lot of negativity lately about the game not being friendly to people who want to play solo. And I understand that. There are days you just want to be solo. Or maybe you don't care and you want to play by yourself and you don't want to be hindered by not having a guild or not being part of a group. But then this probably isn't the game for you because of the way that it operates. Are you excited to play through community, play through a guild? Are you excited to really need to rely on other people as well? I don't necessarily mean that without other people you can't advance or anything like that. But just the way they're trying to position this game through community, the lens of community and guilds, are you excited for that? I am personally. If you are not, okay, cool, but why? What is it that you hate or are scared about, or what makes you hesitant about a game like that? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear, if you would make a guild, what kind of guild would you make? Do you care if there's a kind of guild? Do you want to focus? Do you not want to focus? What would you name your guild? Do you care what your guild name is? Do you like it funny? Do you like it serious? You just going to rip it off of manga or an anime? Let me know. And then what do you think about playing through the social situations, playing through the guilds or playing through the community in a bigger way, which is what the focus of Ashes of Creation would be. If you are on this channel, perhaps you are a social gamer as myself, and you're kind of in the same lane as me, or maybe you just came here on accident and you're not at all, and you think I'm full of shit, and you are very upset that guilds are going to be important. Cool? Let me know. Tell me what you think. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for having a conversation with me. I look forward to talking with anybody who pops down in chat, in the comments, to let me know what you think. I love nothing more than talking and theory crafting and what have you about role-playing community and, of course, about Ashes of Creation by Intrepid Studios. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.